Yeah.
What is up, amazing humans? Tianaverse, Barbershop and Coffee. I want to give you guys this really interesting message today. You know, I look at the month of October and I was hell-bent from a business standpoint, and I still am, to go on a fourth quarter run. Now, if you don't know what the fourth quarter means the last quarter of the entire year, and it's the fourth quarter at that in business. And so typically the way I operate from a goal perspective is that I go on these runs, and you know, typically people do it every 90 days, but for me, I wanted to go on a fourth quarter run in business and just dominate the end of the year, so that way I can go into the new year with having massive amounts of momentum. Because if you don't know, momentum is extremely hard to get and extremely easy to lose. And so I made that conscious decision. On October 1st, we got the keys to our very first company space. Now, for those who are watching this, it means the world to me that we were able to not have to raise money as a startup tech company. You know, me and my business partner, we're running a company that is tech-based. We didn't raise any capital, we're actually making money. And the ability to get our first company space, knowing that we're growing at scale on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, it just meant everything to us, because we've seen companies raise money and go out of business because they are built on just raising money. For us, we're services rendered. So we built a company where we take our area of expertise. I'm just a business consultant, and we invested it back into what we saw fit, which was this milestone in our life and our career. And it was on that same day that my grandma was actually rushed to the hospital. Now, for many of you guys out there, I've had this misconception too. When somebody passes away, oh, how old were they? That's one of the first questions that we ask. How old were they? And for me, it doesn't matter how old someone is. My grandma was 81 years old, but she was 35 in the mind and 35 in the heart. It was the cancer that ate her from the inside out, and we had no idea she had cancer, which was even more interesting to find out. And it was during this time frame. So I'm gonna break down the end of September to you guys all the way till right now, and the reason why I'm cutting this video. September 26th, I was with Les Brown. I was hosting this event with him. For those of you who know Les Brown, he is a world-renowned speaker. Amazing guy, incredible human. And to have the honor of hosting an event with him at the university was a huge milestone in my career. One that I knew would happen many, many years ago. Didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I knew it would happen. You fast forward to October 1st. I get the keys to our new space, company space, very excited. That same day, my grandma's in the hospital, right? You fast forward just a few more days later, I'm having lunch with the vice president of the entire university. You fast forward a few more days later, my brother's with Steph Curry, who is this incredible basketball player, championship, MVP, all that stuff. And during this whole process of having lunch and then me speaking at University of San Francisco teaching a workshop actually about business and entrepreneurship, my brother with Steph Curry, they're gonna do some great things probably together. And throughout this whole process of us connecting and meeting and having all these milestones is the same time that our grandma passed away. And the ability to try to be emotionally sound, to deliver on, even for me, teaching a workshop, at the University of San Francisco, or being myself, my whole self, without being overly emotional, sitting down with the vice president of the entire school, having lunch with that person, and then my brother having to perform and deliver, for what he did in Napa with Steph Curry and Iguodala and, the great players that showed up. And, I think the true test of someone isn't how they perform when shit is going amazing. It's how they perform when you're emotionally down and you're just out for the count. And I'll tell you what, man, I commend myself and my brother for delivering during one of the most saddened moments of our lives. And so, although this video is not about me, and I don't want you to think it's about me, because it's not, I want this message to serve as a purpose where I don't care what you're going through. You could have the best days of your life going. You could right now be feeling the highest and having the best days of your life, the best moments in your career. Because I'm having that. And in the midst of that, life is going to happen to you. Life is going to happen to you. And we hear it often, or you may or may not, but it's how you respond or how you react to life when life happens to you that determines where you go on the other side of that situation, of that moment, of that circumstance, of that problem, of that sadness, of that emotional, situation that you may be in. So if right now you're going through what I like to call the storms of life, and just so you know, you guys, God gives His strongest angels the heaviest fights. If that can serve as any comfort for you, that what you're going through right now, it is temporary. And I'm saying it that this is hope for people who are going through challenges, and this is words of wisdom for those who are on cloud 9 and who are wealthy. Because for me, I've been untouchable the last couple months from a business standpoint. I didn't think that anything would happen the last couple months that would dictate me going into an emotional downturn. But it did, and it has. And the fight of a true champion is being able to get up and deliver when it's time to deliver, even when you're going through the darkest moments of your life. So guys, that's what I want to deliver today in this Bar Talk and Coffee. I'm excited to do more of these one-on-one, these open conversations. And there's a lot more coming down the pipe. We have Bar Talk Last Call, we have Bar Talk and Coffee, we have the new collection coming out. We have a lot of things that are happening. We have the Bar Talk Last Call, which is a podcast. We have the weekly blog. But the core essence of why I want to bring this to the forefront is, number one, because I know that people are hurting, and life is very interesting. You have to put different perspectives on what you're going through, and sometimes it's hard to put a different perspective on what you're going through when you're actually going through it and you're in the storm. So for me, I just want to serve as, if I can, the catalyst to be the outsider that's gone through the storms, that does go through the storm. Just because I feel like I'm untouchable business-wise doesn't mean that I'm not going through shit either. But prospectively, I think that when you can put a different perspective on it, even if it comes from me onto you, that can possibly just change your life. And that's the intention here. So guys, I love you today. I love you so much. Bar Talk Nation, you know what to do. Like, comment, share it. And for the record, I love you. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm nothing without you. And that matters to me. So I'm here. If you need me, anything I can do, reach out to me, inbox me. I'm here to serve others, because service to others will always lead to greatness. All right, guys, Tianaverse, be bold, be great, above all, be you.